There was no battle tonight. It was sublime. It was sensational. It was often breathtaking. He's got the match ball. He had 4. He could have even had more as well to add his name to the record books. But he stood forward when it mattered most. And the champions cruised to another 3 points. Kevin De Bruyne, 4 goals. Really interested in that. Goal scorer to goal scorer.
Fascinating.
Could have let you go all night there.
Fascinating. No, it was, yeah. I wanted to ask another one. It is fascinating because, again, I reeled off a couple of names that I played with that hit the ball really different. And when he was talking, I was actually envisaging, and yeah, someone like a Robbie Fowler, Paul Scholes, they did what he said. They hit the ball and it moved, and you'll know that facing a lot of these players. Whereas he was saying when he hits it, it's very pure and straight and hard and, like an arrow. So it's obviously just in the strike. It's the timing, it's the strike, it's everything about it. But fascinating to listen to him. And of course, smashing all the flowers with his right foot in his early days.
What a lovely story. Brilliant. Could have been more as well. And you know what goal scorers are like, Michael? Getting greedy, hit the post. Could have been 5, and only 5 players have done that in the history of the Premier League.
And it was another left-footed effort, wasn't it? I mean, amazing how two-footed he is. Listen, he's an attacking midfield player. He's got that, he's got Rodri sitting there, manning, and organising from behind. So he can maraud, he can make those late runs, and he was timing them to perfection tonight. A couple of balls dropped nicely for him, but you make your own luck. We've seen it so many times over the years with these attacking midfielders. Frank Lampard used to be exactly the same. Every time a ball bobbled or bounced, it was always landing there. There's a knack to it. And he was certainly, in top form tonight.
Just to put it into context, Jay, only Salah, Son and Ronaldo have more Premier League goals this season than Kevin De Bruyne.
Mm-hmm. And you'd class them as more attacking players. This guy, what he does for... It's hard, every week you sort of seem like you're repeating yourself, but tonight's performance was a real, Kevin De Bruyne show. You could see what he meant with the fans after the game. 4 goals, and he said he could have had a 5th one, but I don't know what they say. Just an absolute legend in the Premier League for the club. I think sometimes he inspires the team. Even at Newcastle, the weekend gone, they were doing okay. Newcastle, a couple of half chances, and then he inspires these driving runs from midfield. As Michael said, it's not always about... he's got a talent, he's a great player, but sometimes it's the work rate he puts in that people don't see off the ball, the running off the ball. And yeah, one of the goals, I think maybe the 4th goal broke to him, but if he doesn't burst his gut to get into the box, then he doesn't score the goal. There's so much goes on behind the scenes, and we talk about it at half-time. A hat-trick with his left foot, that's just phenomenal. What can you say?
One of or the?
Oh, yes.
Oh, good question. Is he listening?
Not yet.
I think, right up there. I think Virgil van Dijk for me is just... I haven't seen anything like him in terms of a centre-half. I shouldn't be saying centre-half, should I? I should always go for the attacking players.
It surprises me, but I know where you're coming from.
But I just think De Bruyne, Man City aren't the same without him. And I think Virgil van Dijk is very similar for Liverpool. When Van Dijk was out, put it this way, when Van Dijk was out for all that time with his crew shirt, look what happened to Liverpool. I know people will say, oh yeah, no crowd, or there's 1 or 2 other... But without him, Liverpool are a different team. So importance for the team, I'm like Van Dijk, De Bruyne, it's very close.
Well, it's a difficult one because you're talking about 2 of the best players, not just in the Premier League, but in world football. I think Van Dijk's a phenomenal player as well, but I would have to go with De Bruyne. I think that Liverpool could probably cope. I know last year they lost the league, not just because of Van Dijk, he was a massive loss, of course, but I think with the players at the back and the attacking players that now Liverpool do have, I think they could possibly do without him. They don't want to be without him, but what I'm saying is, I think without De Bruyne in the team, they're not the same team. They're a different team.
They have still won without him, though.
Well, they have done, but they have got some great players as well. But I just think that we talked about the driving force he brings from midfield, and even tonight, the goals he brought tonight, just the confidence he brings to the team. I find it difficult to find a better player in the Premier League.
Yeah, when Liverpool won the league, he only missed 3 games. And of course, he's missed lots of games in other seasons and they've gone on to win it. And that's why I probably favour Virgil van Dijk as a more important player to his team. You could also argue the likes of Mo Salah, for Liverpool, but they've got so many other players that can fill his boots in many ways, maybe not to that level, but importance for the team, I'm going to edge with Virgil van Dijk. But in terms of quality and going forward and attacking play and just a genius, to watch them.
There'll be Liverpool fans screaming spot on, there'll be Man City fans screaming at the screen like Man City, you know what I mean? And there'll be neutrals probably in the middle because you could toss a coin and go Van Dijk or De Bruyne, the 2 world-class players, let's be honest.
In terms of numbers, 15 Premier League goals from midfield. You just mentioned Frank Lampard back in the day. Is there anyone else who's in that bracket consistently for those type of numbers?
Off the top of my head, I can't think of any at the moment. You know, a season or two ago, Gundogan went in on an amazing run of goals.
In one season, he was top scorer, yeah.
Yeah, but I can't think of anyone that I'd want in my midfield. Listen, if you're picking a Premier League team, then, you know, you're going straight away.
Is he the first name on it?
Well, Van Dijk.
We're going to go
De Bruyne,
first, aren't we?
Salah, probably Kane. You know, you've got about 4 or 5.
That's not us. He's going Van Dijk.
You've got about 4 or 5 players that you just go, right, him, straight away. You know, then your goalkeepers a debate. 2 or 3 goalkeepers you could debate. You know, Mendy or Man City or Liverpool goalkeepers. But I think De Bruyne goes right in there. Van Dijk goes right in there. There's 2 or 3 in the league that just head and shoulders above everyone else.